Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast-o-matic recording for the part of the lesson from Sociology Unit 3, Lesson 4. In this particular lesson, we're going to be looking at the different types of dynamics that combine to form Native American culture, and identifying and describing ways and means upon which we've seen cultural diffusion both work for and against the Native American population in America. So please pay close attention, and remember you can answer the key concept questions as the presentation unfolds and or replay any part of this presentation later for detail and clarity. Let's get started. Native Americans. The only non-immigrant ethnic group in the United States, Native Americans once numbered in the millions, but by 2010 made up only 0.9% of the U.S. populace. See above U.S. Census 2010 for detail. Currently, about 2.9 million people identify themselves as Native American alone, while an additional 2.3 million identify them as Native American mixed with other ethnic groups. Sports teams with Native American names is a popular hot topic issue that should be discussed from a sociological standpoint, but also from a cultural understanding standpoint. Many Native Americans and others believe sports teams with names like the Indians, Braves, and Warriors perpetuate unwelcome stereotypes. The sports world abounds with team names like the Indians, the Warriors, the Braves, and even the Savages and the Redskins. These names arise from historically prejudiced views of Native Americans as fierce, brave, and strong savages, attributes that would be beneficial to a sports team, but are not necessarily beneficial to people in the United States who should be seen as more than just fierce savages. Since the civil rights movement of the 1960s, the National Congress of American Indians has been campaigning against the use of such mascots, asserting that the warrior savage myth reinforces the racist view that Indians are uncivilized and uneducated, and it has been used to justify policies of forced assimilation and destruction of Indian culture. The campaign has met only with limited success. While some teams have changed their names, hundreds of professional college and K-12 school teams still have names derived from this stereotype. Another group, American Indian Cultural Support, is especially concerned with the use of such names at K-12 schools, influencing children when they should be gaining a fuller and more realistic understanding of Native Americans than such stereotypes supply. What do you think about such names? Should they be allowed or banned? What argument would a symbolic interactionist make on this topic? How and why they came. The earliest immigrants to America arrived millennia before European immigrants. Dates of the migration are debated, with estimates ranging from between 45,000 to 12,000 BCE. It is thought that early Indians migrated to this new land in search of big game to hunt, which they found in huge herds of grazing herbivores in the Americas. Over the centuries and the millennia, Native American culture blossomed into an intricate web of hundreds of interconnected tribes, each with its own customs, traditions, languages, and religions. History of the intergroup relations. So Native American culture prior to European settlement is referred to as pre-Columbian, that is, prior to the coming of Christopher Columbus in 1492. Mistakenly believing that he had landed in the East Indies, Columbus named the indigenous people Indians, a name that he has persisted for centuries despite being a geographical misnomer and one used to blanket 500 distinct groups to each have their own languages and traditions. The history of the intergroup relations between European colonists and Native Americans is a brutal one. As discussed in the section on genocide, the effect of European settlement of the Americans was to nearly destroy the indigenous population. And although Native Americans' lack of immunity to European diseases caused of most deaths, overt mistreatment of Native Americans by Europeans was devastating as well.